What happened to Clout Gang? That is a question that crossed my mind the other day. FaZe Banks, Ricegum, Alissa Violet, Sommer Ray and WolfieRaps reigned supreme in the 2017 disstrack era. And the Clout House was a hub for many famous YouTubers to visit and elevate their brand. So why is it that the most iconic members have now either disappeared or become irrelevant? Well, today you're going to find out in this video. The story begins with FaZe Banks, as he moved into a new house on the 21st of March in 2017. This beautiful mansion was located in the Hollywood Hills, and he lived there with FaZe, Nikon and Nick. Now Banks already made it clear in his first video about the house that it wasn't another FaZe project at all, and that many different creators would be living and visiting there while the lease was active. This meant that he was looking for new roommates, and Ricegum was on top of the list. Ricegum was one of the biggest YouTubers at the time, getting millions of views per video with his vlogs, diss tracks and Must Be Stopped series. He was single-handedly one of the most important and most popular contributors to the 2017 YouTube diss track era, and he had a strong friendship with Banks. So, in April of 2017, after 19 years of living together with his parents, Ricegum decided to move in with him, and immediately reaped the benefits of living in LA as he instantly released his third most popular diss track a day later. However, more and more creators and internet personalities started visiting the house, and one of them was Alissa Violet. Before moving into the house, Alissa appeared to be dating Jake Paul and made content together with Team 10. But while the Jalissa relationship seemed to be real in the eyes of most of their fans, it ultimately proved to be just a dream. One day, Alissa made a Snapchat about her getting kicked out of the Team 10 house by Jake, and explained how he treated her very poorly.
Jake's kicking me out. He didn't want to wait for me to get my apartment, which I'm getting in a couple days, so he threw all my stuff downstairs and put a lock on the door.
These altercations resulted in a whole lot of drama, and brought us the infamous It's Everyday Bro diss track by Jake Paul and the It's Every Night Sis diss track from Ricegum and Alissa. Yes, talk about a throwback. This meant that she was now at the Clout House very often, and Banks and Alissa started developing a relationship.
I knew her and stuff. I didn't really know her. And over the past week, we've kind of developed like a little weird thing. I don't know, it's weird. I don't even know if I should be talking about that on YouTube or not.
The FaZe Banks mansion started becoming a social hub for influencers, with even rappers like Lil Uzi Vert and Ugly God pulling up, and the content shot in the house was a huge success. But there were still rooms left. So who would be their next roommate? Sommer Ray. Yes, one of the biggest fitness influencers on Instagram moved into the house to take her career to the next level. And this was the ultimate opportunity to start creating content on YouTube. She was absolutely killing it, as the first vlogs on her channel immediately got millions of views. And Ricegum hugely profited from her moving in as well, as he featured her in his new music video and plenty of other vlogs. There were now 3 iconic personalities living in the house permanently, and the mansion now even started gaining global recognition, as even KSI flew over from the UK to record some of his diss tracks there. But with huge fame comes controversy, and Team 10 was their arch nemesis. Everything was going well for Banks in this project, until he got accused of assaulting Jake Paul's assistant.
I didn't really know whether or not it was him at first, because he has a girlfriend and he was making out with this other girl that I knew wasn't his girlfriend. So at first I was confused, but then I realized it was definitely him.
Banks obviously defended himself against these accusations, and even threw allegations back at them together with Alissa.
If we never agreed on something or if something happened, he would spit in my face, and this has happened multiple times.
But this whole situation didn't even put a dent in the relevancy of Banks and the rest of the house. In fact, it made them even more famous, as even the mainstream media got involved. The internet chose their side, and after even Logan Paul visited the house, an official name was given to the group: Clout Gang. Clout Gang was mentioned by Banks for the first time on YouTube when they decided to recruit the rapper Ugly God. And even though the origin of the name was meant to be a meme according to Banks himself, their impact on internet content was quite far from a joke. Alissa finally moved into the Clout House in September, WolfieRaps started visiting in the same month, and Playboy Cardi even threw his birthday party in there. But this was not all, because Banks released a huge clothing drop called Loose Change, there was more Jake Paul drama, WolfieRaps and Carrington Durham officially joined Clout Gang, and the likes of Ninja, Mr. Beast, the Sidemen and Jake Paul even visited the house. However, with the Clout House eventually turning into the Hype House, and the group disbanding after being on top of YouTube, all that is left to ask is, what happened? Well, a lot of things happened to the members individually. Ricegum got a content cop made on him, Banks had the whole situation with FaZe and Tfue, and both Alissa and Banks got backlash for squashing the beef with Jake after all the drama that happened. But none of that contributed to Clout Gang ending, because it all came down to the following. First of all, WolfieRaps got kicked out of Clout Gang. When Wolfie started visiting the house frequently, he would usually leave his girlfriend Sylvia behind, or let her stay in a separate Airbnb, while Wolfie then invited an underage girl named Jasmine over to the Clout house. Now this did not only get Wolfie kicked out of Clout Gang, but he also lost his girlfriend Sylvia in the process, and it made his fans turn against him. After Keemstar's video exposing him, he would post a tweet that he is dealing with the whole situation offline, and that everything would make more sense when he came back. But when he eventually posted an update video to his second channel, he didn't explain anything. Wolfie tried to move past it, but his fans wouldn't let him. He tried taking many long breaks, got back together with Sylvia, and even experimented with music and gaming. But nothing worked. I used to be and am still a massive Wolfie fan, and watching his daily vlogs made you feel like you were a part of his life. So, as a result, most of his fans felt betrayed when he cheated, as they saw Sylvia as a part of their own life. Many fans left when the drama happened, but Wolfie has since started working on himself, and even started posting quite frequently again in 2021. The hate seemed to have faded, as many of his supporters left positive comments and applauded him for changing. But it is apparent that the LA lifestyle ruined Wolfie's life, and he already disappeared again in September of 2021 after saying that he was working on himself mentally. However, Wolfie is still alive today, and he looked happier than ever on his birthday last June. The second member that left was Sommer Ray, and she left because she didn't have enough space in the house. Sommer already had to move to a bigger room in the house because she had so much stuff, and eventually decided that she just needed her own house. Now she went on vacation after leaving, kept posting beauty and fitness content, and often visited the Clout house to make content with Jarvis, Kay, and other FaZe members. But she eventually also moved into the new FaZe house, and appeared in content with Ricegum and Banks. However, nowadays she is an active on YouTube, as she hasn't posted in 2 months, and is also quite inconsistent on her 26 million follower Instagram page. So what is she doing now? Well, she released a song that became a meme in her comments, and she is experimenting with DJing. So who knows, we might see her becoming a DJ soon, although the comments clearly don't agree with this either. Now next up is Alissa Violet, and this is where things get more serious. Alissa and Banks decided to break up in June of 2019, and Banks posted a statement about this a month later. They went back and forth on Twitter a lot, as Alissa accused him of cheating on her, and Banks made a final statement to conclude the relationship on a hopefully positive note. Alissa went sort of quiet on the internet after this, but eventually returned by making an appearance on the BFF's podcast, where she stated that she wanted to focus on her mental health. And now we're here today, because Banks and Alissa started hanging out in a very touchy way again in June of this year, but stated that they were just friends, and she has since returned to YouTube with inconsistent uploads. Her last video was an update on her nose surgery, and she is still tweeting almost daily on her Twitter account. Ricegum actually kept creating content in the Clout house like nothing ever happened, as he started releasing more songs, got into beef with KSI, and even got a girlfriend that he made videos with. However, this is also the moment that everything went downhill. He had to leave the Clout house in March of 2020, as it kinda got taken over by FaZe when most of the Clout Gang members left, and Ricegum was just kicking it with them. But when FaZe decided to move to another house, he decided to go his own way, and disappeared from YouTube in July. Now he did still eventually move into the new FaZe house with Banks, broke up with Abby Rao, and started streaming a lot of hours on Twitch after this, getting up to almost 21,000 viewers. But he also stopped with this in July of 2021, and is now living his best life with his new girlfriend. And finally, FaZe Banks, the original creator and reason for the disbanding of Clout Gang. Banks already stopped uploading on YouTube before he broke up with Alissa, and moved into the new FaZe house after leaving the Clout house. This new house was going to be structured just like the Clout house, and with Aiden Ross, Mike Milak, and many others also moving in, there were talks of a Clout Gang 2.0 happening. However, this eventually never happened, and they have all recently moved out of this new FaZe house again. During his time in the FaZe mansion, Banks started getting into crypto and NFTs, and he made some massive profit along the way. He is still heavily involved in it to this day, and thanks to my good friend Drolby, we can guess that his actual net worth is around 70 to 80 million dollars. Now this was the video, please leave a like if you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, and I might see you guys in this other video right here.